how to stop taking things personally, especially with ADHD. Hi friends, I'm Caroline Maguire, and if you've ever walked away from a conversation wondering, were they mad at me? Did I say something wrong? Was that about me? Then you already know what we are talking about today. So many people with ADHD struggle with taking things personally. And it's not because you're over dramatic or overly sensitive. It's not because you feel deeply and you care a lot, or your brain is scanning for signs of rejection or disconnection. But when you take everything personally, it's exhausting. It drains your energy, it fills your head with self-doubt, and it creates distance in relationships, especially because I'm having a side conversation in my head where I'm worrying about everything. Today, we're gonna talk about why this happens, how to shift the pattern, and how one powerful tool, examining the evidence, can help you stop the spiraling and stay grounded in what's real. Let's start with why. ADHD brains are wired for intensity. You feel emotions quickly and strongly, you're tuned into tone, body language, and subtle cues, but sometimes those cues get misread. You also may have past experiences where you're misunderstood, dismissed, or corrected frequently. I relate to that. That creates a kind of emotional hypervigilance where your brain is always asking, am I in trouble? Did I mess this up? This isn't weakness. It's a pattern rooted in lived experience, the way your nervous system processes social information. How this shows up. When you take things personally, it might look like assuming someone's silence means they're mad at you, interpreting a neutral comment as criticism, replaying a conversation for hours, trying to figure out what you did wrong. Oh, I so resemble that remark from the past. Feeling like every shift in tone or energy must be your fault. And once you're in that state, your emotions take over. You might withdraw, lash out, or go into over-apologizing mode. And that's why this isn't just about getting a thicker skin. It's about learning how to question the story in your brain, because your brain is telling you a story and it's not always based on true evidence. The tool that changes everything is to explore the evidence. When your brain starts spinning with personal meaning, one of the most effective things you can do is stop and examine the evidence. Here's how. Ask yourself, what exactly was said, not what you think they meant. What were the actual words? Was it an insult, a judgment, a criticism, or is your brain filling in the blanks? Look for patterns, not just moments. Is this person usually short with you? Or are they just distracted today? Have they shown care in the past? Evidence helps you zoom out to the bigger picture. Consider alternative explanations. Maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe they were rushed. Maybe it had nothing to do with you. If you can come up with even one plausible alternative, it's worth holding space for that possibility. Ask yourself, am I responding to now or past experiences? Sometimes your reaction is more about old shame, past relationships, or childhood wounds than what's happening right now. And I definitely resemble this remark. We have to watch that 14-year-old self, that 10-year-old self, because sometimes they're driving the bus. And I can't say enough about good trauma therapy to help with this, so that you're able to allow yourself the space and to feel better about things. Exploring the evidence doesn't mean you dismiss your feelings. It means you give your brain more data to work with so it doesn't default to these worst case scenarios. How to practice this? In real life, use a journal, write it down, tell the story that your brain is telling you, and challenge it. This happens with my clients all the time. They tell me something was a disaster and then it's all their fault. And as we look at the evidence, there's no evidence for that. Look for what's missing. You're building a habit of checking your narrative. Ask a trusted friend or a coach. Sometimes your brain isn't the best judge in the moment. Run it by someone who can help you find middle ground. Take a pause before reacting. If you feel the heat rise of shame and you're flooding, responding in the moment rarely helps. Come back to it after you've had a chance to explore what might be really going on. And looking at past patterns, I think, is really, really important. A lot of times what I find is someone does have a past pattern and they don't always react well, or they have this pattern of leaving suddenly, and we're taking it upon ourselves when really that's their pattern. You can be sensitive and take in sensitivity, be a caring person without taking things personally. Since Sensitivity is not a flaw, it means you care. It means you're tuned in. And when that sensitivity turns inward and becomes self-blame, it creates distance instead of connection. You're allowed to ask questions, you're allowed to get curious, and you are absolutely allowed not to take things on that weren't meant for you. If you're someone who tends to take things personally, I hope this video helped. Please send me questions. I love it when people write to me or write in the comments a time when they struggle with this and questions they have that I can help with. If you're someone who replays things in your head, I want you to know there's a way out of that cycle. I have many videos I make about rumination, and you can find them on this channel. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I am trying to help you with tools to help you build relationships, emotional regulation, and managing ADHD in real life so we can find the friendships we deserve. Bye, friends.